Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
No, I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel...
Of course, yeah. I like Terence. But I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Good fight. If 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique, because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
They can't stop talking about how Terence Crawford's physique has transformed into a powerful force. He gears up for his bout with Canelo Alvarez. Renowned boxing trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas spoke to Fight Hub TV regarding the potential mega fight between the two champions. He mentioned that facing the American southpaw would be a tough challenge. Few people are willing to push their limits, but Crawford certainly is. I'd never want to fight that guy. Maybe age will slow him down, but I don't think any weight class will, he said.
Canelo Alvarez thinks you're not a 54-pounder. In other words, you say, nah, he's too small.
That's his take. There's a reason why Israel was so respectful in the fight. Anytime I let my hands go, he would grab me or move. For the bigger guy, you should have been walking me down. You should have been bullying me. Canelo can say, what do you say?
He just doesn't feel like you're a 54-pounder. He believes
it's a tough challenge because Canelo is a great fighter, bigger, stronger, with power and timing. But since Crawford is the smaller man, he'll create a strategy that forces Canelo to rely on his size. As Terence Crawford trains for his planned super middleweight showdown with Canelo Alvarez this September, the odds are stacked against him, just the way he likes it. In this situation, Crawford must compensate for a major strength disadvantage when stepping into the ring against the Mexican powerhouse. For the first time in his 17-year pro career, Crawford is being cast as the underdog, a scenario fit for a future Hall of Famer moving up to weight classes to face a fellow all-time great and four-division champion like Alvarez. But based on the footage, Crawford seems to fit well at 5'8", with a half-inch height advantage and a 4-inch edge in reach. Although he's 3 years older than Alvarez, 37, Crawford has also fought 25 fewer bouts and logged 263 fewer rounds.
Every time I see him, he'll come and be like, Canelo.
You're right. Yeah, you know how Billy do it too,
yeah. Every time, I'll be like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
So every time he say that, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at it, like, okay. And he's not that big. He heavy, but he not that big.
Right.
And I'm just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time,
it's not my job to stop him. I just need to beat him. I'm not going in there hoping to knock Canelo out. Could it happen? Sure, Crawford told The Ring in a detailed, exclusive interview. When I watch Canelo, I see a smaller, bigger guy moving up through the divisions. Because these bigger fighters are slower, they might catch him with something, but he usually sees it coming at the last moment. They may land a strong shot, but he knows how to roll with it and turn. Since he comes from a lighter weight class, that was quicker and sharper. I came from a smaller division too, but one that was smarter and faster. Crawford recently shared a photo of a scale showing a weight of 186 pounds. When asked how much he actually weighed at the time, he laughed and replied, 140 pounds.
All the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that.
Crawford began his career as a 137-pounder in 2008. After capturing the lightweight title, he went on to become the undisputed champion at both 140 and 147 pounds. He currently holds the WBA's 154lb title after defeating Israil Madrimov last summer. Alvarez, meanwhile, started his career in 2005 as a 15-year-old 139-pounder and has since claimed titles at 154, 160, 168, and 175 pounds. He could become a two-time undisputed super middleweight champion if he defeats William Skull on May 3rd in Saudi Arabia. If he gets hit with a sharp punch he doesn't see, he's definitely capable of getting hurt, Crawford said.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that. No disrespect to him, but sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
He's not a machine. He's a person just like me. He bleeds the same way I do, Crawford said. I'm not going in thinking, oh, I can't hurt this guy, but I'm also not going in there just to knock him out. I'm going to fight my fight. And if the knockout comes, I'll take it. Canelo's only two career losses have come against Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol. He fought Money Mayweather in 2013 as a rising young contender. Many believe Terence Crawford has a style similar to Mayweather's, so beating Crawford could show how far Canelo has come as a fighter.
I'm going with Terence Crawford, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
In an interview with Boxing Unlimited, former world champion Barry McGuigan was asked about the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, and he responded bluntly, I think Crawford needs to regain his hitting power and timing.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, but largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud. Good luck on September 12th.
Thank you.
He's an old-school fighter with excellent timing. Like Sugar Ray Robinson, he makes you miss for a moment before launching a counterattack. But to handle Canelo's power early on, he'll need to move in and out of range quickly and avoid planting his feet for too long. Still, Barry McGuigan said Crawford must fight smart and avoid any mistakes. Canelo takes Joe in trading punches, he noted. Crawford won't engage like that early in the bout. Instead, he'll aim to be as evasive and elusive as possible to avoid getting pulled into a slugfest that wouldn't favor him.
Disrespectful for Crawford to call you out at 68, say that he can beat you at this weight?
No, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine.
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
It's crazy when you ask him about that, because you say, your matchup is coming out of the other weight classes and that's it, and he's welterweight. So don't make sense. But if the fight made sense, why not?
A lot of people have him at number one.
And you can see the same tendencies that Canelo has now, but he's a lot older now. But I just think that Terence has more skills than Lara, and I think he can do more. And you're saying that, Canelo.
When you see Canelo fading, that's when you step on the gas and start trading shots, Barry said. But Canelo will know how to handle that. Barry recently claimed that Tim Bradley used his influence to push Canelo Alvarez into giving Terence Crawford the fight he's been chasing. Crawford, now 37, is eager for the bout, but hasn't secured it because, according to critics, he's unwilling to take on the top contenders at 168 and 175. Bradley has urged Canelo, the unified super middleweight champion, not to walk away from facing Crawford. Still, many believe Canelo has little to gain from the fight. Some suggest it's a setup for Crawford to secure a golden parachute, allowing him to retire in style and enjoy his golden years, a lavish Beverly Hills mansion.
Super strong guy, man, technique. You already know, if you ever wrestled before, the person that got better technique usually win. It don't matter how much the weight they have or what they're carrying around. It's the technique. Crawford knows how to take care of himself on the inside.
Crawford showed he may have reached his limit moving up through the divisions when he looked terrible in his last fight on August 3rd against 154lb champion Israil Madrimov. Terence appeared worn down during the bout and spent most of the night struggling against Madrimov's right hand. After that performance, why would Canelo want to face Crawford? Don't run away from this. You ran from the Benavides fight. Tim Bradley said on his YouTube channel, "You're fighting all over Mexico, and you clearly don't care what people say about you not taking that fight. Make a fight with Crawford. That's a fight everyone wants to see, and it'll give Crawford a chance to prove his greatness to you and the world."
He knows how to smother. He knows how to tie up. He knows how to rough guys up. He knows how to turn guys. He understands weight distribution, man. You know, not only that, the only way that I see Canelo beating Crawford is he got to knock him out. And one
Bud versus Canelo, who you pick? I'm gonna go for Crawford. Cause then when he beats, let's say he beats Canelo, that gives him ammunition. So when I fight him, and I beat Crawford, beat Canelo. You know what I mean? Respecting BK all day. 718. What up? You heard? Yo, Jacob.
Everyone is talking about the weight difference. Oh, he's going to knock him out. When was the last time Canelo knocked someone out? You can stop with that talk. He's going to knock out Crawford. Canelo, who is the same height as Crawford at 5'8", began his career at 147 pounds. Bradley pointed out that Canelo isn't a natural 168-pounder like Crawford. Terence, 37, is noticeably bigger, stronger, and more skilled. Terence barely defeated Israel Madrimov in his 154-pound debut last August, and many fans believe the Nebraska native is too small and too old to move up 14 pounds to 168 and challenge Canelo for his unified titles. Timothy Bradley's opinion isn't widely accepted among boxing fans, and as a result, he and other professionals who back Terence Crawford have faced significant criticism.
Terence Crawford is the most violent force in boxing, and I don't think he's big enough to match with Canelo Alvarez, but I think he'd love to have a chance to prove it. Terence Crawford has gotten a lot of credit for what he's done, and he deserves it. The performance against Spence was spectacular. I told everybody Terence Crawford's pound for pound number one. Most journalists and writers in the sport have ranked Terence Crawford pound for pound number one. 2 days ago, I said
many experts have already predicted how the fight will unfold, and veteran commentator Jim Lampley recently shared his thoughts on the upcoming event with Chris Mannix. Lampley explained how Alvarez improved after his loss to Mayweather and praised Canelo's counterpunching power and ability to take punches. He holds the Mexican fighter in high regard and predicts Canelo will lose one more fight before retiring. When asked if that loss would include the bout with Crawford, Lampley said yes, though he also expressed admiration for Bud.
Canelo Alvarez, how do you feel about not being pound for pound number one anymore? He looked at me with a blank expression and said, "What are you talking about? I'm still pound for pound number one." There's a 21-pound weight gap there. Terence Crawford's a 147-pound fighter. I'm sure he'd go as high as 160. Can he get Canelo Alvarez to come down from 68 to 60 to fight him? I don't know. I'm not sure that Canelo would give.
I like him against Bud Crawford, but I think this is a great fight. I might change my mind as the date approaches, but Crawford reminds me of Sugar Ray Robinson. He possesses many of Robinson's skills, including strong defense and attack. He also has a hidden, ruthless streak that he can unleash any time to get what he wants, Lampley said. He also praised Crawford's dominant performance against Errol Spence Jr., adding that Bud is head and shoulders above the rest. Lampley mentioned that Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are the two best fighters of this era, making their potential bout a must-watch. The possible fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez this September in Las Vegas has boxing fans excited. What's the reason? It's because of the differences in their styles, ring IQs, and weight classes. As the fight draws near, opinions on who will win remain divided. Now, Jose Benavidez, the older brother of WBC interim light heavyweight David Benavidez, has joined the conversation. The 32-year-old previously faced Terence Crawford in a brutal knockout loss for the WBO welterweight title in 2018. Having fought Crawford up close, he knows exactly what Crawford brings to the ring. Jose also has more reasons for his prediction, mentioning how his younger brother never got the chance to fight Canelo, which kept him from showcasing his skills.
He's smart, he knows what he's doing. Canelo, he's not that big of a guy. He obviously weighs more, but you can't take nothing from Crawford. He goes in there to win. So I feel like it'd be a good fight. It sucks that my brother didn't get the opportunity, but only Canelo knows why it didn't happen. And he's got to keep moving forward. Got to keep moving forward. But it's gonna be a good fight to watch. I got Crawford on this one. The thing with him,
Jose Benavidez recently appeared at a press conference for the David Morrell vs. Jose Benavidez fight. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, He was asked how the fight would go. Without holding back, Jose boldly said, "I mean, like I said, Crawford's a freaking beast. He's smart. He knows what he's doing." Speaking about the opponent, he acknowledged that although Canelo is the naturally bigger fighter, size alone doesn't determine the outcome of a fight. He added, "Canelo, you know, he's not that big of a guy. Sure, he weighs more, but you can't take anything away from him. He goes in there and wins." At the same time, he expressed disappointment for his younger brother, saying, and knowing that my brother didn't get that opportunity. Only Canelo knows why that happened. Benavidez moved up a division, defeating Alexander Gusev to claim the interim light heavyweight title. When pressed further about Terence Crawford's ring intelligence, Jose didn't hold back.